The most surprising thing, as I said, is that most of the companies, they don't know a lot about the users.
So they don't care what happens with the customer after the purchase?
I think that they care, but it's not been easy, because we're talking about volume, talking about millions of customers. How do you handle that?
So you told only about the good things, but what are the challenges? Because it's not that you just put it on the website and it works.
The main challenge is that we are a nice to have. We are not a critical technology for hosting companies. Sometimes the companies don't have all of the resources to do whatever we think is the optimal way.
Oh yeah, hosting companies are slow. That's what I can say as well. And what do you think about the hosting industry? Are there any opportunities on the market?
The most advanced hosting companies are understanding that they have to move from this more commodity utility model of I provide you a hosting package into value-added solution. Moving forward into the relationship that they have. Instead of being a platform-centric, being more user-centric.
My guest is Wences Garcia, the founder and CEO of marketgoo, which is known for their white label SEO products for web hosting providers. Recently, they announced a new solution called Domain Intelligence, which digs deep into the data of a hosting company, allowing them to add value for their customers. In this episode, we will talk about his beginnings in the web hosting industry, the fascinating insights he uncovered while implementing Domain Intelligence, and his perspective on the web hosting market. Thank you, Wences, for joining. So let's start with a warm-up question and tell us about your story. How did you get into the web hosting industry? And tell us how did it all happen before you started marketgoo?
Yes, well, I was into business. I was studying into business in a college in Spain, and it was when the internet just started to become popular, and I dropped out. I dropped out the studies. I really got engaged into the internet world, and I said, okay, this will be my place. I managed to find a job in an early ISP in Spain, and it was like a thrilling moment. But soon an executive in that company told me he was interested in starting a hosting company. I'm talking about late 90s. It was very, very early. And it was funny because this guy founded a company, a US company called Verio, maybe known for the old timers. Verio that started having these hosting companies around Europe or franchises. They were called RapidSite. And that was the beginning. I started working in this hosting company with this guy in a small room with no light. And soon, like the wave of internet and companies starting websites was starting off. We made some ads on magazines, and soon, as I said, it was in a matter of weeks we started receiving orders, and that company really grew a lot. I had to start hiring my colleagues, my friends, even my family to join me and handle the load. It was a very thrilling experience. From that moment that we were having like that success doing reselling self-hosting services in Spain, then we realized the company needed to grow. We spent really some money. And it was interesting. It was like a 10-year experience in a company that we started with this guy up to have 2 acquisitions or to raising money through private equities. And 10 years after that experience, it was like 44 million euros sold out. It was an amazing experience for me. But I have the entrepreneurial itch in me. I wanted to do something on my own. And that from that moment, I did some cash out and I decided to start my companies, and always with the same model that I understood from hosting companies. I like the recurrent revenue model, which was like a SaaS thing for me. You can have customers paying you every month. So we started an agency that was doing products for online services for SMBs. With the same focus, like having packages, paying you or charging for some monthly fees. And I started that with my partner, which has been my partner in the business for a long time. So we started this agency with the idea of scaling, and we developed a lot of technology. We actually merged the company with another large operator. We had 10,000 websites at that moment. It was very nice. But I soon realized that services, running agency is more about the people than the technology. And with my partner, we decided to keep the agency while we were developing other tools, like more SEO tools based on the technology and the experience we had. And I will say that was like connecting the dots, no? Starting in the hosting business, having the experience with the end user, helping those companies, developing technology. And finally, we spot an opportunity to help hosting companies. It was funny because I've been in the other side of the table, and being on the other side of the table as a hosting executive, I was receiving people telling me, okay, the next thing for the company could be website building tools or e-commerce tools. And I saw an opportunity. We saw an opportunity, if these companies are building domains or are providing domains, emails, hosting companies now, hosting services, and now they are moving more into websites. The next step is helping these SMBs, helping these companies to have more traffic, to have more success. Mm-hmm. So that was the initial idea. We started a pilot with a hosting company in Spain. We saw there was an interest. We create this tool, which is basically what we do is a do-it-yourself SEO solution. We created this tool. And funny is one of the things that we did well was because we understood how the hosting world was operating. We created all of the requirements a hosting company needs. They need white label, integration, billing, multi-language, and so on. So one of the things that we did is we built this before having a focus on the end user product. Mm-hmm. I remember attending an early World Hosting Days, the former one now is CloudFest, and pitching companies about our solution, and it was like a very thrilling moment. Most of the companies say, yes, this is interesting for me. But mostly because that time when hosting companies were asking the users, what do you need from us? Most of these people, they tell, I need you to help me having more success with the websites. Mm-hmm. So that was the very beginning of marketgoo. We keep the agency because the agency give us a view on the user, on the end user, what they need, what the SMB running a hosting company needs, what they need in terms of online presence success. It's been 12 years now since that, and the company, we bootstrapped the company completely, and the company grew, start having more and more partnerships worldwide with leading companies up to this moment where we're a 20 people company, lean company distributed, and we keep doing this. Mm-hmm. Also, not only developing end user facing SEO tools, but also moving more into data and domain intelligence solutions. We may speak more about this.
This is interesting. So you had a view on the market, working for a hosting company, building the entire hosting company, right? So is this the reason why you haven't decided to make marketgoo more open for the end customers, and you just wanted to have the distribution through hosting providers because you've seen that there's just better opportunity through this channel in selling such a solution?
Yes, I think it was this no-brainer thing that initially you said, okay, we're a bootstrap company. In order to get to a large volume of SMBs, of users, you will need to raise a lot of money and doing direct business. But for us, from the very beginning, because we had this understanding about the hosting world and the distribution power of these companies, we say, let's partner, let's build or drive this partnership model. In our case, it's a little bit more easy because our USP is, okay, we are providing you as a hosting company with an end user product that is demanded, and these users are looking into it. this demand that we are providing you is creating revenue for you, and we are also having a business out of this. No, so the model is a win-win. No, users get the product, companies get more retention and business, and we have the power of the distribution of these large companies. So yeah, we saw that. In reality, some other companies or products, they do the opposite. No, they start on the direct business, and then they realize these hosting companies they own, or they have a relationship with millions of users, and they want to start working with them. What I can say is that it's not that easy. I mean, it's not. We always have a joke. No, signing a deal is just the starting point, because then you have to help these companies develop the market, develop the offering, and so on. But yes, that was our point of focus. And being so a small company with, as I said, bootstrap company with no raising money, reaching 500,000 end users was not going to be even possible without these partnerships.
Okay, so these numbers are pretty interesting for me. I mean, I guess, so you've mentioned that you have around 20 employees, but you're reaching out to 500,000 customers with your solution?
Yes. The thing is that through the years, we developed different strategies to help these hosting companies provide value-added service, SEO tools. So we have 500,000 end users using the tool somehow. Some of them are paying, lots of them are paying, some of them have a bundle, and we provide that amount of services through the reselling channel. So in our case, what we make sure is that the offering is in the right way, and hosting companies, they present our solution when somebody's buying for a hosting package or whatever, even upselling those services. And one of the things that we did well, what we found is that I said before, users were asking for SEO solutions, were asking for help. So when we place our solution, or when hosting companies place an add-on of SEO in the purchase flow, we start seeing between 8 to 11% attachment rate, which was like an indication of the demand. In some situations, what we do is we provide the service as a bundle. So the hosting company really gives this for free under a premium package. In other situations, we provide this like an add-on, paying add-on. So as I said, 12 years after this, working with leading companies, yield us to this amount of users.
So can you share a bit more, how does your platform work? What does it offer? And I'm talking strictly about the SEO tool before we will be getting into the new solution that you're providing.
Yes. One of the things that we saw from the very beginning, working with SMBs, was that they were scared about the SEO. No, they didn't know anything about the SEO, and it was like, okay, I know that I have to promote my website, but I don't have a clue about doing this. No. So from the very beginning, we emphasize the user experience, helping these non-savvy users to use a tool. So the way that our platform works is there is a powerful engine that scrapes and scans websites, that tracks different information about the visibility of that website. And at the end, what we do is we put all that information with our factoring and our models into a very easy to use, do-it-yourself solution that is guiding the user through the different steps they need to do to be successful in terms of SEO, to have more visibility. So as I said, it's a technology, a backend technology, scanning all of these websites, bringing all of this information, and putting up a UI, a SaaS UI, where the user just enters and see what they need to do. They receive notifications. They've been guided through all of the processes, I said, to have a successful SEO website focus.
You shared a bit that you have between 8 to 11% attachment rate. Does it mean the conversion rate, or like the extra upselling rate, or how do you measure, or what are the numbers that you can share about some success stories of your customers? Let's say, how did it impact their sales, renewals, or increase the revenue of users?
Yes, I think that we've been this kind of company that was like sitting on top of this hosting traditional approach, and we were like we've been helping these companies with best practices in order to get into the go-to market. And one of the things that we started realizing, obviously, that the moment of truth when somebody is buying or looking into more value-added services in the buy flow, in the purchase flow. So the numbers that we get between 8 to 11% is an average between what we are asking our partners. Okay, when you place our SEO solution in your buy flow, how many of those users are buying the SEO solution, which is typically between 50 to 10 to 100 per year USD, and they say, yeah, we're getting, this is the first or the second best performing solution with security, which is the other most demanding solution. So 8 to 11% is the attachment rate of those people buying a hosting package that want to add an SEO add-on into the buy flow. So if you think about this, it's like all of these companies are spending a lot of money into having or attracting users to the hosting services. What we do with this is we increase their ARPU. But not only that, because we're adding another solution into the basket, the retention is increased as well. No? So I will say that in terms relevant data, in terms of ARPU, the average is between 50 to 100 per year for the hosting company. Euro USD for the hosting company. And we are usually, the challenge is not in the new customers. The challenge is more into the customer base. That's why we developed the solution we'll talk about later. But the challenge is into the customer base. With these models and strategies that we put up together to help our partners, we are achieving roughly a 5 to 6% penetration rate, which means that 5 to 6% of this customer base, I will say through a tenure of 2 years, bought an SEO solution. So that in reality means that some of our partners, and also in this consolidation or M&A trend, are finding like adding a solution like this is adding a healthy thing that increase the retention, and sometimes with this margin, because we do revenue share, they have an increase in valuation. Some of our partners are doing hundreds of thousands, some are doing millions of euros in revenue with this add-on, and I think it's a great way to, as I said, put more value and also put more value into these companies as well.
Okay, but so you told only about the good things, but what are the challenges in implementing this solution? Because it's not that you just put it on the website and it works on the cart and your clients are just ordering it. It's also about, I guess, preparing strategies how to sell it, especially as you said, for the existing customer base. So what are the challenges and how do you help to overcome them?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the main challenge is that we are a nice to have. We are not a critical technology for hosting companies. So when we approach them, they say, yes, we love the tool, we see demand, but we're not usually the first most demanded solution to integrate. So integration takes time. Some of these companies are now, for example, very busy on consolidation, on buyouts and M&A. Some of them are more interested in upgrading their systems and their technology, the backend technology. So the most challenging part is the business integration, not the technical integration. To tell you some examples, there are leading companies which still lack of a proper shopping cart. Some of these companies, they tell us, okay, we cannot provide a solution with price of $0 or zero whatever. We cannot give this product away. We don't have that ability. Some others, they struggle with upsells. No, we usually provide a freemium layer, and then there is an upsell path. And some of these companies, they also lack of that. And I will say that also some of the challenges is we have a lot of experience on which been working well. Like we provide a free assessment tool on the websites, and all of these strategies involve being working on the marketing side, on the go-to-market side, and sometimes the companies that don't have all of the resources to do whatever we think is the optimal way to sell this solution. So I will say that those are the main challenges that we've been having so far.
Oh yeah, hosting companies are slow. That's what I can say as well. Okay, so let's talk about your new product. It's also part of marketgoo, but in terms of positioning. But does it mean that it's a separate solution, right? Domain intelligence. Tell me what it is and what problems are you solving with the solution?
Coming from what I was saying, helping in the challenges of these customers when we realized that the penetration was like 5% or something like that, and we saw into their numbers. We were like sitting on tons of data. We were like scanning websites, their customer websites on a daily basis, knowing a lot about their customers through the data. So once, I think it was like a couple of years ago, we proposed an innovation approach to a partner, and we tell them, okay, why don't you let us scan all of your customer base and provide you with some data that we can work together. And one interesting finding is that most of the people that were not buying value-added services in the purchase moment was because they were not ready to publish their website. So one of the things that we spot was like a median of 2 months in those companies not acting on value-added services, 2 months median until they were like publishing their website. So what we did was telling our partner, okay, we can tell you when your end customer has just published the website. So we think that in that moment, if you send them a notification, a congratulations moment, at the right time, you may be able to sell more SEO. No? So we started doing this strategy, and it was a successful strategy because it was the right moment. We started sending those. They were starting sending those campaigns.
Do you have any statistics about it? So you said that 5 to 6% is a typical conversion rate of the existing customer base. With your solution, did it increase the percentage?
Yes, we're in the way of with that we increased the percentage because we were like looking more into that kind of customers that did not buy in the first moment. So with this solution, we increase, like we have like it was like a 6% additional penetration rate on those users, like having more business opportunity. Yeah, I think it was like a aha moment. No, we realized that sending the right message at the right time to customers was one thing. Then we started talking to some hosting partners and asking them, how much do you know about your end users in terms of usage, in terms of website, what their other problems? And they say, yeah, we have some BI, but we don't know a lot about them. And with that focus, we started building this solution to make them easy to understand the data information, and mostly with the idea of helping them doing the upselling and the retention properly. Stay relevant for those users. I think that's the focus. We come from the marketing part, so I don't know what you think, but when you go to a place that you like on a recurring basis, I don't know, a hotel or whatever, and you realize that you will be like, it will be great for you that they tell you, okay, Mr. Keck, we know what's the room that you like, and we prepare this for you, and so on. No? So that from that focus or mindset, we say, okay, why don't we help these companies, to be more relevant, to be more accurate, to understand more what's going on with the users, to provide them through the data relevant information as we did with these new published websites, so they can leverage on this and create, as I said, more retention and upselling opportunities. That was the initial moment of idea.
So can you give me any examples on what can you get? So the SEO upselling is one thing, which greatly connects with your marketgoo, but what other insights can you get from the data that can influence your sales, your ARPU, or prevent churn?
The intelligence part of the data, So it's obviously when you're running a data solution, the information is not valuable unless you can activate this, unless you can provide more value on top of that information. So what we do is we track on a very frequently basis. We track like over 100 data points and models that allow us to tell our partners, we know what kind of website this is. We know what type of industry. It's an e-commerce website. They are having performance issues. They're having security issues. They're having traffic or visibility issues. They're having technical issues like outdated WordPress solutions. They're having some security problems. They're having some email solutions. So if you look into all of this information, there are like either opportunities for the companies to make upsells or to make retention activities. And it's like, I think that the interesting point here is when we are working with these companies, like for example, we're running a pilot, it's like we're telling them, okay, it's not the moment of blasting your 40,000 customers with one product. It's the matter of having 40,000 campaigns for every of these customers. So this hyper targeting approach of understanding, okay, what is happening with this specific user through data information, and as a hosting company, what can I do to help them? So let's put an example. If we can tell these hosting companies, okay, you have this number of e-commerce websites that don't have a proper SSL, or you're having these WordPress solutions without a performance. What they can do, okay, we can provide you managed WordPress hostings. We can provide you, or we can see, like, for example, they are not updating the content, or we can tell these companies how active their users are, in order to have a segmentation. So there's a lot of opportunities. We call them recipes for these companies to target them, knowing them better, and know how they evolve through the time, which is also a great point.
How do you collect the information? So does it mean that the hosting company needs to grant you an access to their servers, or is it just a matter of providing you the domains? How complex is the integration for the hosting company?
Yeah, I think that everything that involves data and privacy, it's always a challenging part for this, and even utilizing the information. As I said, most of these companies, they have their own order information and data and BIs, but they lack of this. So in our case, we wanted to make this very easy. We say, okay, let's remove the friction of have a data lake and all of this and that. So in our case, the company, the partner, can allow the domains to a CSV in a simple way. They can have an endpoint with an API passing us the domains that they want us to look and monitor, and some integrations. They involve every new user that is coming into their platform is coming to our system. There is like this API integration. There's also a user interface. After that, what we do is we help them matching, as I said, what we found in the customer base with what they can do, and on the other part, in the activation part, what they do is they just run the campaigns, or they integrate with the CRMs or whatever they do. So it's quite easy to make the integration. We don't run or we don't collect any personal information. Just a URL is enough for us to provide back that kind of value.
Okay, so technically it's not that complicated. It's more about preparing for the actual campaign for the customers, right? Does your tool provide such a tooling? Like, do you just rely on sending emails, or you've also mentioned that you are using CRM integrations, right? How can you use that data?
Yeah, so I think this is very interesting. No, we have hundreds of conversations with these companies, and all of them, they were like very interested. No, grab the attention about this. That yes, definitely we are lacking the knowledge about our customers or this kind of solution. As I said, the next part is how they are able to activate the data. No? So in some situations is email campaigns. In other situations, they will be able to place the data into their placements, no, like in the control panel or in their tooling. And another interesting thing that we are helping them with is helping support teams. So when a user is calling the support team, we provide the agent with some back information about relevant issues and opportunities. Like, for example, if these support reps are having a conversation with a specific website, with our data, they will be able to understand whether they're having a problem with the WordPress version or whatever, a dirty WordPress version, or whether they need some support on performance. That will create opportunities to provide a better service. So there are different touch points when it comes to activate the data.
Are there any surprising insights? You had your first pilots. Is there anything surprising that you've discovered with them that you didn't think that it would be the case?
Well, I think that in terms of the way that they use the data, the more surprising thing, as I said, is that most of the companies, they don't know a lot about the users, no? And they say, yes, we know when they bought, we know how much they pay for the service, but we don't know who is using this.
So they don't care what happens with the customer after the purchase, except just renewals, right?
I think that they care, but it's not been easy, no? Because we're talking about volume. We're talking about millions of customers. How do you handle that at a scale? It's difficult, no? And as I said, most of these companies, they have some data, but they are not looking so much into what's happening specifically for that user, no? User-centric, user-focused data. So one of the challenges was that, or surprising things. I think that the other part is that most of these companies, they are not sophisticated in terms of life cycle marketing, which other tools does. No, if you buy a SaaS solution, you start seeing how they approach you, how they understand you. Some of them they do. So that was an interesting part. And I will say that another surprising thing is that some of these companies, they fear, no, they fear of waking up users. No, they say, okay, we have these users, but I'm fear of waking them up. No, maybe if I'm approaching them, they're going to churn. No, that was also, well, maybe not that surprising, but intriguing thing.
Yeah, so you mean waking up customers by there are customers that are paying you but are not using the service, or they are not using it effectively, and you don't want them to figure out, hey, I don't need you anymore.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I think I would say that's a common trend, no? Also among telco companies and other solutions, no? And so some of these companies, they say, yes, I like this, but I don't want these users to realize they are paying for something that maybe they are not using at all.
Yeah, and so how do you approach that? Do you have any solution for that?
Yes, I said that the beauty of our solution, of this data intelligence focus, is that we can really segment who are the more active customers. We can know who are updating the website, who are using the tools, how successful they are, how do they engage in social, even in social media. So we can effectively understand who are the active ones. No, when we approach hosting companies, we say, okay, this is like the cluster of users that are more active, and because they are more active, they are more likely to need your help or to need your support. So we do this through some of the models that we are running, and because we're scanning these websites very, very frequently, we can accurately tell our partners these users are active and they're waiting for you. They're waiting for your support.
What is the business model of domain intelligence? Do you charge based on the amount of domains scanned or based on the scale of or revenue of the company? How do you set up the deal with them?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We scan on the volume of the domains. They are scanning. In some situations also in the type of data that they need. Some data is a little bit more expensive than the other part. But ultimately, we've been thinking about other solutions, more success-based, but attribution is hard. So today we make it very simple. You just tell them we just charge you for every for volume of domains on a monthly basis. Very straightforward.
And I also understand that you are offering your solution to small providers, but also for big or even telcos, right? Talking about marketgoo in general. So do you provide any specific improvements for the larger or the smaller guys? How do you tailor your solution based on the scale of the company?
Yeah, I think that it's a very interesting question, no? Because there are thousands of hosting companies. If you realize, no? Some of them are like lifestyle businesses, small reselling companies in some situations. Some other are big players. So at the very beginning, we focus on big to medium, large companies because they have more resources and they obviously have more opportunity to leverage on the add-ons. And that was has been like a very close relationship, integrations and working with the teams, spending a lot of customer success resources on top of that. But eventually we also wanted to cover the long tail, no? So with some automation solutions, we've been helping these companies to integrate the solutions. I will say that's the main difference. Sometimes smaller resellers, they take the same amount of resources that the big ones, but with automation, integration, and mostly helping them, because the challenge that they have is that they are not so marketing savvy, they are not so go to market savvy. They're like, it's 2024 and we're still, hosting companies are still using these tables with all of the features and nobody or a lot of people don't know about what is the NWB or what is all of this stuff, and so we are helping them out with that. In terms of telcos, that changed a little bit because they're more focused on the sales teams to provide and to explain the service, to them. So that's a different approach that we work with.
What about the AI? What do you think about the AI and the impact on the hosting industry? And also, are you guys using AI technology in your products, or do you plan to add it in the future?
I think that it's funny, because we are in this wave of illusion. Then we don't know what we're doing. This is moving very fast. I don't know how this is impacting. I think in general, I wouldn't know how hosting companies are approaching. Obviously, the common themes is automation, is leveraging on the AI capabilities of creating a more customizable and even affordable solutions for the end user. For us, it's, I think, a life-changing moment because when we were imagining the vision of our tool from the very beginning, we're saying, okay, what we want to do is create a digital expert that is helping the user along the way. And from the very beginning, we have to do that hard coding, everything was, okay, we have to interpret this data and then tell the user this and the relationship. We want to have a close relationship. So I will say that for us, AI is a transformational moment because it's transforming or evolving the SEO market. Is providing us with technology that is helping us reaching our vision. We are launching progressively these Copilot features, where instead of just putting some place recommendations, we are tailoring the recommendations based on AI. We're helping the user, removing all the friction to have a successful website. And ultimately, the AI is going to change a lot of into what we understand about the SEO. And I think that mostly small companies are going to struggle a little bit into the visibility. And our aim is to help these companies. My focus on AI is that it's not going to be like so keyword based or technical stuff, but much more into, even if you are in a small shop, creating a strong brand. So that's our main focus now. Not being so SEO focused, but more website digital advisor that is helping you through the way of creating a strong brand, providing the right amount of visibility, but also the trust and confidence that AI solutions are going to provide to the end user that is looking for specific, business or solutions.
So that's interesting. So can we extend a bit more about the SEO trends that you mentioned? So what do you think will be happening around SEO in the future, given that AI has disrupted this whole thing dramatically in the last couple of months, year or two?
Well, I think that the first thing is that we start seeing users moving into another points of search, like Perplexity AI, or looking into ChatGPT or Gemini, any other interfaces that are like expecting or providing a different user experience. So all of this traditional Google indexing, keyword-based, content-based thing is likely to change. I think that my main view is not so much on the technical side. Obviously, AI is for example, democratizing the content generation. So that is going to create some struggle for companies that they think that automating the content is providing them with more visibility. That's not going to happen anymore. So my specific point of view is that somehow the indexing model is anachronic, because it's based on, as I said, in keywords, in understanding semantic parts of the content. But I see this moving more, as I said, into creating a brand, into being the company that is telling the market, or that is telling the world, okay, this is my offer, this is what I do, this is what I do well, this is what I share with the world, this is what the world thinks about me through social interactions. This is the trust that I built. Be more focused about that broadcasting, the branding part, than in reality to the more technical stuff, as having the right meta title on the page, because that's going to be interpreted in different way.
Okay, interesting. And what do you think about the hosting industry? What do you think will be the future? And are there any opportunities on the market that are still not covered?
Yeah, I think that what I see, and I'm talking more about self-hosting, okay? I'm more about SMB or self-hosting or targeting the small companies. What I see is an increasing trend. Some of our partners, what they are doing is they are not only consolidating the hosting part, but also buying additional SaaS solutions. And I think that I will say there are two trends. One is WordPress and the other one is this. And what we see in the market is that the most advanced hosting companies or self-hosting companies are understanding that they have to move from this more commodity utility model of I provide you a hosting package into value-added solutions. So like I said, I've seen different groups that are buying a SaaS solution to cover compliance or to cover booking things. And then ultimately, hosting companies, they want to evolve into being relevant to that user, being close to that user in terms of having. I will say that the main change that I see them doing and the opportunity is moving forward into the relationship that they have with them. Instead of being a platform centric, being more user centric. What this user needs, okay? They started with the website, but where can I help them? And in order to do that, they are going to integrate SaaS offerings, buying companies, consolidating, and moving on that. I think also there is still a lot of room to improve into the user experience, into the onboarding, into the life cycle of those users. And some of these companies are investing on that. And as I said before, WordPress is obviously a strong thing. No? In our case, in our data, we see roughly 50%, 55% of WordPress hosting services. In these companies, hosting companies, they have an opportunity to support the WordPress world, no, and all of the ecosystem that is around the flexibility of the WordPress, because they need some support. The flexibility comes with some technical constraints. So I think that's an opportunity there. And as I said, maybe the biggest point where I see them changing or opportunity is being more user centric.
So maybe just to finish with a more general question, because based on your many years of experience in the industry, working for a hosting company, providing a solution to a hosting company, would you have any advice for someone who is starting their business in this maybe web hosting business or a business related to the web hosting?
Well, I think that they may have to have a lot of patience, because as we say, it's a slow moving market. Obviously, I think that understanding the main challenges and being supportive with them is important. One of the things that we learned through the years is that you have to be ready to comply with all of the requirements of partnering with a hosting company, like all of these systems that I mentioned before, like having integrations, white label support, and all of that is mandatory. Not going with the focus of I have a product and I want to partner with you for distribution. That is not going to work. Pricing strategies are different than in the retail world. Margins, there is a lot of stuff. So I have some people approaching. No, they say, okay, you've been successful in this space or helping distributing these solutions. What do you think? In so many situations, what I think is your solution should be relevant for the end users. No, the end users will be demanding the solutions. So what I've seen lately is security, performance, and some of the online services are the most demanding ones. If you don't have a solution that is being dragged by that opportunity, it's going to be harder for you, because it's going to be not easy for the hosting companies to promote your service. So I would say those are the things. No, make sure that there is a demand for that. There is an easy demand, and that you make all of the things that you need to comply with the specifics of a distribution channel. Running a company like this is sometimes a little bit crazy, because you have you have to think about the end user using the solution, providing a good product, end user product, not having churn and developing that product. But at the same time, your customer is the reseller, is the company that you partner with, no? So you have to have a two-side kind of company. You have to help them run the interaction with these companies, no, and helping them promoting and placing the solution and doing all of that. But at the same time, you have to have another team creating an end user product that is valuable, no. So it's a little bit crazy. Sometimes when we hire people for the product development, they say, where should I focus on? No, I'm on the end user metrics, on the partner metrics, and that is a challenging thing for people that are running product development and products in this space.
Okay, that should be it. Thank you, Wences, for the interview, for all the insights, and I hope that your solution will be still getting more traction. And with your domain intelligence, I wish you have more engaged customers and getting on board faster and grow it further.
Yeah, thank you very much, Conrad, and specifically for the support and all of the good things that you're doing for the industries. You're providing a lot of information, having great content and interviews, which is very inspiring and helpful for the companies that we work in this space.
Thank you.